10 unsolved mysteries of the world and universe that cannot be explained. I guess we got some explaining to do today. I'll solve these mysteries for you. Call me Shaggy.
Welcome back to another adventure as we journey through 10 wondrous mysteries of the world and universe. Prepare to be amazed and captivated as we uncover the secrets that have baffled scientists, historians, and stargazers alike.
Uncover secrets? Wait.
Alongside ghost videos,
So you know that
these are some of our favourite topics to talk about, and if you want more, then just let us know in the comments below. We hope this video is a little reminder of how incredible the world and universe is, and will give you a moment of appreciation for what is around us. So buckle up, hit those lights, and let the mysteries and wonders unfold.
They call me Spidey.
The Copper Scroll Treasure. An ancient copper scroll discovered
Yo, how
the
do people
site of
decipher
Qumran
old maps
in
and
1952
old text?
began an archaeological mystery that has never been solved. The scroll was found alongside the Dead Sea Scrolls in what is now the West Bank of Palestine. It dates back over 2,000 years to a time when the Roman Empire was in control of the Qumran settlement. Researchers have long believed that the scroll describes where huge hoards of gold and silver are buried that were hidden by locals to stop the Romans getting their hands on it. But the trouble is, no one can decipher what is written, so to date, the location of the treasure and the true meaning behind the scroll is still a mystery. Rainbow clouds.
I wonder if I can sneak
Rainbow
up on this
clouds
thing.
are an extremely rare weather phenomenon that, when witnessed, leave some people feeling like something supernatural is about to happen.
No.
Not really a mystery, but certainly wondrous. And you can only think what our ancestors would have thought when witnessing something like this.
Dude, for
This clip
real,
was
they
filmed
didn't know anything about
Over
that.
Haiku City in China and
No,
left
I'm
the
kidding.
internet stunned. Incredible. And despite fears that they signal the end of time
Oh,
or
I've
are the
seen
portal
that.
to another dimension,
Saw that on like a GIF
there is
or
in
something.
fact a perfectly valid scientific explanation for the spectacle.
Is it in
The
the middle of a
atmospheric
hurricane or
optical
something?
phenomenon called cloud iridescence occurs when water droplets or ice crystals in the cloud distract the light around the outside of the droplet,
It's so beautiful.
as
Imagine
opposed
seeing that
to
in
bending
person.
the light through it.
Imagine looking up outside and seeing something like that. That is crazy pretty. For real, right? Imagine what our ancestors saw, like, way back when they're just, like, walking and shit. And they're just like, yo, look at that. That's pretty. They're probably like, yo, that's the gods or something, you know? Or that's, like, unicorn fairyland up there or something. And they probably believed it, too. Oh, my gosh. These little... Ah, you're strong. Imagine all kinds of stuff back then, bro. Even just looking up at the sun, I bet they were like, yo. I mean, well, to be honest, shit, I look up at the sun and I'm like, what the hell is that thing, bro? It's like, it's a star, but how and why? And it just so happens to be perfect away from us, like the perfect distance. It's fucking wild. If he didn't Spider-Man it, what the fuck? Spidey. They call me Spidey.
Meaning the colours are not
Oh.
as uniform as in a regular rainbow, but much more vivid. The formation is often short-lived, and very few people around the world will get to see one as spectacular as the one in China.
Yo, where do I go? Can I not go up anymore? Hell no.
How
Oh.
will the universe end? Well, according to science, it will end in one
Okay,
of
I'm
three
done. I'm
ways:
done. I'm done.
the Big Chill, Crunch, or Rip.
Dude,
With the
it
Big
would suck
Chill,
if
Big
we go out.
Freeze,
Yeah,
dark energy
freezing.
forces would force the universe to gradually
That would
expand
fucking suck.
until all that remains
Actually-
are burned out stars.
Speaking of freezing, I just heard about this woman. It really sucks. She's like 50 something or 60 something, and she was working Burger King, Wendy's. I think it was Wendy's actually. It was one of them fast food joints, and she was asked to go like manage for a different location. So she was like, "All right, yeah, I got it." And she went in early to like open up, you know. And she went to the back Oh, I can't pick up that snake. She went to the like the freezer, I guess to grab something, and that store, like that door was notorious for locking and being busted up, I guess, and basically just not opening from the inside. And so that had been known for months at that store, but again, she was asked to fill in for that spot, so she didn't know, and she showed up early before everybody, and she had the keys. So what had happened was basically while she was opening up or getting the day started, she went into the freezer, locked herself in. The employees showed up, but it was locked, you know, and she had the keys. She couldn't let them in. So they basically probably were just like, oh, I guess no work today. And she was stuck in the freezer for like, I don't even know how many hours, but basically, yeah, she died in there. I feel like that's got to be one of the worst ways. I remember seeing it on, what was it, like 1,000 Ways to Die or something? Some chick died like that. And I guess what happens is, like, I mean, first it sucks so much asshole, right? Like, you're fucking cold. And especially if you don't have a jacket in there, because you expect to just walk in and grab something and walk out, right? You're just in your work uniform. You probably don't even have a jacket on. And you start getting, like, really, really cold, right? That sucks, bro. And then after getting so cold and not being able to do anything about it, your body just starts, like, overheating. It feels like you're getting too warm. So apparently people like take their clothes off because they feel too hot. I guess that's their body temperature like dropping and matching the room or something. Or maybe that's when your body temperature is lower than the room. No, that wouldn't make sense because you'd be dead by then. But I don't know. Basically, yeah, towards the end you start feeling like you're really hot. So a lot of people that freeze to death end up taking their clothes off towards the end. But I feel like that's gotta suck, you know, because it sucks when you're cold, and then as soon as you step in the warmth, you know, that feels so good. But while you're cold and there's nothing you could do about it, and you're stuck in a fucking, like, you know no one's gonna get in, bro. You have to be stupid lucky, and then you only got a couple hours before your body, like, goes into shock or whatever, and you, like, die. I don't know, I feel like that's a really shitty way to go. And all because they didn't want to fix the fucking door, man. And you don't even got to pay for it, bro. Just call up, I'm sure Wendy's got maintenance. I don't even know if it's Wendy's, but I'm pretty sure it was Wendy's. But I mean, no matter where you're at, you know, I'm sure you got maintenance, bro. Fix that shit.
And dead planets, whose temperatures would drop to an unsurvivable absolute zero, or minus 273.15 degrees.
Would you rather have a global freeze or a global, like, magma lava, global overheat? I feel like a global freeze would suck because, like I just said, it would suck to be really cold. But then again, when it's really, really cold, like if it's an ice age, you can kind of maybe throw on so much clothes and maybe, like, I don't know, maybe if you could stay warm enough, like with so much clothes and so many fires and heat around you, maybe after so long we would evolve with it. I feel like you might be able to evolve with that. But if it was too hot, like if it was scorched earth, how would you survive, bro? You'd have to dig underground. And if there's no underground, like if it just keeps corroding away at the top or something, fuck. I don't know. I feel like both ways would suck asshole though. Not gonna lie.
The Big Crunch is basically a mirror image of the Big Bang. If the amount of dark energy is not enough to resist the compressing force of gravity, the entire universe could collapse into a single point. We wouldn't even feel it though, right? And the Big Rip is a scenario in which dark energy overwhelms all other forces, causing all galaxies, stars, and even atoms to be torn apart.
How would that happen?
We'll talk more about this and all things astronomy over on our space channel.
How would everything just rip apart though? Where would the force for that come from?
All of these scenarios are catastrophic, but in reality, no one really knows the answer. Or
just
when
like
this
an
will happen.
Implosion? Is that what they're referencing?
Just like our lives today were never promised, neither is the future. That's why you must take every moment to appreciate what you have right now, because we have no idea what the future holds, or when it will end.
True. That is weird, right? That
Pompeii.
we're just like, we just exist.
Unlike the pyramids of Giza or Stonehenge, Skara Brae in Scotland is relatively unknown. However, this Neolithic site predates both Stonehenge and the pyramids.
Where the hell am I supposed
In
to go?
1850, Scotland was battered by a horrific storm that claimed the lives of over 200 people. When it settled down, it left behind something extraordinary on the coast of mainland Orkney. The force of the high tides and strong
Oops.
winds had stripped away part of a knoll and uncovered the ruins of several small, roofless houses
Maybe I'm
close
supposed
to
to
the
go all the
shore
way
of
up.
Bayoscale. Initial efforts to excavate the site were pretty amateurish, and eventually it was abandoned in 1868. It remained untouched until 1925, when another storm damaged
Jokes
the
on you, I
structures.
needed to crack my back.
During efforts to protect the site, a seawall was built that uncovered even more houses. The homes were all consistent in design,
Wait a
each
second,
featuring a
what?
single central
Hold up.
or Stonehenge. Skara Brae in Scotland is relatively unknown. However, this Neolithic site predates both Stonehenge and the pyramids.
How do you know that?
In 1850, Scotland was battered by a horrific
Just
storm
ask the
that
rocks
claimed
how old
the
they
lives
are.
of over 200 people. When it settled down, it left behind something extraordinary on the coast of mainland Orkney. The force of the high tides and strong winds had stripped away part of a knoll and uncovered the ruins of several small, roofless houses close to the shore of Bayoscale. Initial efforts to excavate the site were pretty amateurish, and eventually it was abandoned in 1868. It remained untouched until 1925,
Oh,
when another
shit.
storm damaged the structures. During efforts to protect the site, a seawall was built that uncovered even more houses. The homes were all consistent in design, each featuring a single central room with a fireplace and beds on either side. At first it was believed the houses had been occupied by people during the Iron Age, but with the emergence of radiocarbon dating in the 1970s, evidence suggested the site was much older, and that the Skara Brae's earliest residents settled in 3180
That's such a
BC
cool like layout too.
and stayed in the area for over
Oh, shit.
600 years, placing the site in the Neolithic age. The artifacts found at the site are so well preserved that it's the best preserved Neolithic human settlement in Northern Europe.
Damn.
So what happened to the people who lived there, and why did they move out after 600 years?
How do we
leaving
find that
so
stuff
many of
out
their
too?
belongings
Just
behind?
look for clues and guess.
It's theorized that they were fleeing from some disaster, and this evokes the image of Vesuvius raining down on the citizens of Pompeii. It's a thought that has earned Skara Brae its nickname, the Scottish Pompeii. However, the truth is, nobody knows why they left, although the most likely explanation is that the area was buried gradually over time until the dunes completely swallowed up the settlers. Now, Skara Brae is slowly being swallowed up by the
Wait,
ocean.
What did
However,
you
the
say?
truth is, nobody knows why they left, although the most likely explanation is that the area was buried gradually over time until the dunes completely swallowed up the settlement.
But what?
Now,
Just because they
Skara
left
Brae
and
is
didn't.
slowly being swallowed up by the ocean, and it remains to be seen whether this unique window into the ancient past will ultimately be buried forever, taking its secrets with it.
That's a cool place though. I wonder if
Perhaps
you could visit
transparent
it,
in an
or if it's
instant.
just gonna keep like
This
sinking.
footage of a squid is incredible and shows just how wonderful nature can be. When the video first surfaced, many believed it was fake, but we believe that it's genuine and shows either a
Whoa.
glass squid or a reef squid
Whoa, that's so cool.
reacting to the circumstance it finds itself in. The squid
Oh
is
no,
a
that's because it
cephalopod,
freezes,
a
isn't
group that
it?
includes octopuses, squid and cuttlefish,
Wait,
some of which are skilled at changing colour in as little as 200 milliseconds.
look, it looks like it.
They do this for
isn't-
several reasons, including to communicate, startle.
Wait, yeah, I was gonna say, isn't this? Because that's what happens whenever they cook them, right? Because I've seen a video of them basically preparing live squid, and I think as soon as they cut the brain, or as soon as they do some kind of, I think they like stab straight into the brain or slit straight through the brain or something to kill them like quickly, and as soon as they do that, they change to that color. So maybe it's like, maybe this dude just went into shock for a bit, or maybe he like held his breath or something. That's fucking cool though. People talk about aliens all the time on different planets, but yo, we got aliens right here in the ocean. And I mean, not even just them, but like look at everything, like birds. Like think about it, they're like little rats with wings that eat fucking worms and leftovers and shit. And then I mean, parasites, dude. Don't even get me started. Parasites are weird. There's some parasites, I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned this, but there's parasites that literally infect the host, they basically brain control the host to climb up to the tallest like blade of grass or any tallest nearby station, and as soon as they reach up there, they basically bite down and then die. They just bite down and then stay there and starve to death, and then whenever they die, since they're so high up, birds will see them and birds will go eat it. So they pick up the parasite. That way the parasite can fuck with the bird instead. And it's basically climbing up the food chain. That's crazy, dude. And I mean, look at insects, man. Insects like praying mantis and shit. They just grab stuff and eat the brains of other insects first. And I mean, like, cockroaches are weird. Like, bro, you don't even gotta look at other planets, man. Look at ours. We got some fucking alien creatures.
Or warn potential predators.
Fascinating.
Or as attraction for mating.
Octopus.
In the case of the one in the video, it is likely he's changing colour because he was scared.
Yeah, I told you. He probably freaked the fuck out, you know? Like his heart probably stopped.
The disappearance of the Sansing Dui. In 1929, a man repairing a sewage ditch in China's Sichuan province uncovered a treasure trove of jade and stone
You think
artifacts.
if you make something like this, today, it'll hold up in like 100,000, or like, not 100,000, but like 100 years or like 1,000 years? Like, even if you're just some random fucking Joe Schmo, you think stuff like this will be valuable one day? Like, I'm sure you can make something like this and people nowadays will be like, oh, that's neat, you know? Because I mean, look at them, they look cool, but how many people are going to actually buy that for decoration? If it wasn't, like, if it was made today, how many people are going to buy that shit? I'm sure there are people that'll buy it, but how many? And for what price? Probably like cheap. But then give it 1,000 years that it's been kind of just kept alive. Or look at this one, that one's not even kept alive. It's like falling apart. And it looks like it's made of gold tinfoil. I wonder if it's actual gold though. But yeah, you think that shit will, like, if I made a pot right now, or a cup or something, some kind of pottery, or even drawings or like digital art, do you think all this shit's gonna live on forever? It really will, right? Especially, like, I feel like digital art will last forever. But then again, what happens if you get rid of all the hard drives on Earth? Where does all that memory go? Nowhere. We lose it, right? And then we have to start over. That would be weird, right? Like a hard reset on the whole planet. One big EMP. Reset everything. Did we figure it out? Do we still know the roots of everything?
Further excavation was not carried out at the time, and a lot of the treasure ended up in the hands of private collectors. It wasn't until 1986, when the site was being excavated by archaeologists, that 2 more pits full of Bronze Age treasures, including jade, elephant tusks, and bronze sculptures were unearthed.
And why are they all made
But
like
who created
that?
these hidden wonders? It's believed
Like,
that
why you got-
members of the Sansing
Like, why you got Greeks that do such realistic sculptures, and then you got like abstract art like this too? Like, I wonder who created abstract art and what made them like do stuff like this. Like, what? Maybe they were just like on drugs or something, like tripping, and they just kind of like sculpted shit, and people were like, "Yo, that actually looks cool." And then they kept up that style, like part of the culture or something. I don't know.
Dui civilization were responsible, an ancient culture that collapsed between 3,000 and 2,800 years ago. It is known that the Sansing Dui lived in a walled city beside the banks of the Minjiang River.
Why would I need to go down here?
However, why they left and buried so many of their precious possessions in pits is a mystery. It has been suggested that maybe an earthquake rerouted the Minjiang River, causing the residents to flee. However, like many things from ancient history, no one really knows. The mysterious Orang Pendek. The island of Sumatra is Indonesia's largest island and the 6th largest in the world. Its tropical climate is host to a wide range of plants and animal species, although in recent
Well,
years
what was up
it has
here?
lost almost 50% of its rainforest, and many of the species that live there are now critically endangered.
It's
And that may include an unknown species of ape that is said to have roamed the forest for the past 100 years.
Sasquatch.
Known as the orang pending, or short man,
Whoa.
the creature is said to walk upright, standing at around 4 to 5 feet tall,
It's like a monkey with some
powerfully built
beautiful
shoulders and long
locks.
muscular arms. Witnesses describe it as covered in black or honey-coloured hair, with
that
a mane
Barbie?
running down its back. Sightings date back to the 1920s, some of them at very close range.
Yeah, that fool got some
In May
romantic ass hair,
1927,
dude.
a Dutch plantation worker called A.H.W. Kramer reported seeing an orang pendek from a distance of only
Is
10
there
meters.
not like a...
It had long hair and black skin.
No
The
thanks.
beast
Oh,
quickly ran
no!
away, leaving small human-like footprints.
Fuck.
The same year, the creature
needed a
was said to
spawn
have been caught in a
point.
tiger trap, but broke free. The traces of blood it left were examined by
Alright, dude.
zoologist H.K.
Me and you.
Gammerman, who concluded that it was not from a gibbon or human.
Alright.
It's believed the creature is a small,
Alright.
immensely strong, non-human primate that resembles a very muscular gibbon, which is probably an
Does he say
undiscovered
masculine,
breed
bro? That looked like a
closely
female.
related to the orangutan. Although the native people of Sumatra ascribe no supernatural powers to the creature, they do fear the beast, because even though it is not known to be aggressive, when scared, it will use rocks and sticks to protect itself.
He's a strong one.
Nowadays, the creature is only witnessed in the west of the island, specifically in and around Carincy National Park.
He's got a long
If
sword.
zoologists can prove this creature exists, that's only going to be an astounding discovery.
He's up straight
Native
up.
flights claims to have bipedalism evolved into our own species. We'll probably create a documentary on the orang pending on our Early Humans YouTube channel in the future. But if you'd like us to do an in-depth podcast episode on this mysterious creature on our Hit the Lights podcast, let us know in the comment section below.
Don't act like you're not already gonna do it, bro. That's the extra video for you.
Fate of the Ark of the Covenant.
Okay,
The Ark
jingle
of the
that way.
Covenant is an artifact believed to be the physical manifestation of God's presence and supreme power. According to the Bible, the gold-encrusted wooden chest contains the stone tablets of the Ten Commandments. In ancient times, the box was kept in the First Temple, a Jewish place of worship in Jerusalem. However, when the temple was
Whoa.
destroyed in 587 BC by a Babylonian army, the Ark disappeared, and no one knows for sure what became of it. Since its disappearance, many people, both real and fictional, have looked for the box, and it famously
Real
inspired
and fictional?
Stephen
Oh, like Spielberg's
stories,
I guess, about it?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Wow, dude.
Some ancient reports say that the Ark made its way to Babylon, while others believe
Sekiro,
that the
what are
Ark
you
was
doing,
buried
brother?
somewhere in Jerusalem, or that it was destroyed along with the First Temple. However, Ethiopia claims that the Ark resides in the Church of Our Lady, Mary of Zion, an Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo church located in the town of Axum in northern Ethiopia, where it is closely guarded by a virgin monk who cannot leave the
keep losing
sacred
health every
grounds
time I jump that
until
hill.
his death. Despite these claims, the Covenant's ownership has not been verified, as apart from the monk, no one is allowed in the chamber where it allegedly resides. Most historians
Imagine being
think
that
if
monk.
it does still exist, the 3,000-year-old relic would be disintegrated by now. Of course, this is only speculation, and for many, the final fate of the Ark remains a fascinating and perhaps unsolvable ancient mystery. Where is Cleopatra's tomb?
Dude,
Cleopatra's tomb has been lost for
have
over
we gotten into
2,000
the
years
pyramids yet?
and has long been a source of intrigue for archaeologists
Pretty sure we
and the
have.
public. So where is the tomb of the last queen of Egypt?
What's under
Cleopatra,
the
the
Sphinx?
legendary Egyptian
The Great
beauty
Sphinx
who
or
bore
whatever.
children from both Julius Caesar and Mark
Isn't there like a
Antony,
whole tunnel way down there?
famously killed herself in 30 BC after being captured by Roman Emperor Octavian. According to ancient texts, she took her life by letting a venomous snake called an asp bite her.
Why would you do that? That's
It is
like a
claimed she
terrible
was
way to
buried
die.
with Mark Antony in a mausoleum described by the writer Plutarch
What the
as
fuck?
a lofty and beautiful monument located near a temple of the Egyptian goddess Isis. But exactly where that is shrouded in mystery. For the past 15 years,
This is a tourist?
team led by Catherine Martinez has been excavating a site called Taposiris Magna, located about 31 miles west of Alexandria.
Oh shit.
And although they have unearthed valuable ancient artifacts and coins minted during Cleopatra's reign, there is still no sign of her last resting place. However, despite the persistence of Martinez and her team, most archaeologists think that it's unlikely Cleopatra is buried there, with many believing her tomb was likely built next to her palace in Alexandria.
Remember King Tut?
In an area that is now underwater.
Imagine being King Tut,
Even if
dude.
the tomb is not
Whole
underwater,
king.
there is a good chance that it was either destroyed,
At like
robbed,
10 years
or
old.
buried beneath modern-day Alexandria.
Like, bro, I want a
There is no
milkshake
plans in
right
place
now.
to search for a tomb underwater, although past projects have looked at Cleopatra's palace and found nothing, and it's feared the enduring mystery of Cleopatra's tomb may never be solved.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Maybe there is a
whoa,
young
whoa.
archaeologist out
Oh,
there
you bitch.
who will make it their life mission to find the tomb.
I'm up, Sekiro.
How will life on Earth end? Life is fragile, but also remarkably resilient, and according to scientists, the first living things appeared as far back as 4 billion years ago, at a time when colossal space rocks
Bro,
were still
fucking
pounding down.
grab the damn wall, brother.
Throughout its history, Earth has experienced all manner of catastrophes, from supernova blasts and asteroid strikes,
Bro, we've had
to
ice
huge volcanic
ages.
eruptions and sudden climate shifts,
I'm sure we've had scorched earth.
all of which have killed off various life forms.
We had that
Despite this,
asteroid
life
or
has
the
always
meteor.
recovered, creating new species and evolving to every situation. So what exactly would it take to kill off all life forms on Earth forever? While an asteroid would do a good job of that. And we came close 66 million years ago when a city-sized asteroid struck Earth and wiped out the dinosaurs and other species.
Dude, for real, all it takes is one big
Without that
rock,
strike,
right? To
dinosaurs
take out the
would
whole
likely still
fucking
rule the
planet,
world.
though.
An equivalent event now would almost certainly wipe out humanity and many other life forms.
Yo, actually, I got a question. What was there before the dinosaurs? Like, did something else live on Earth before the dinosaurs and get extinct too? Or did something else live on Earth and then dinosaurs, like, outlive them? What was the first things on Earth? Remember that South Park episode where Earth was basically like a National Geographic type show, or kind of like a, what was it? They were filming Earth people without us knowing, but it was like all aliens. Aliens watched us for their entertainment. Earth was basically the planet that had one, like every planet had their own species in it, and Earth was basically some of each species on one planet to see how everyone would interact. That'd be crazy, right? What if we found out that we were just some fucking like reality TV show or something? I'm fucked. That'd be crazy, huh?
But the good news is that if it does happen, it will not be for at least another 100 million years, according to NASA.
Oh, thanks NASA. You know everything.
Next up is deoxygenation, which is a more likely cause of life extinction. Around 2.5 billion years ago, a period
Why is it
called
100
Great
million years?
Oxidization
Why isn't
event
it like
provided us with a breathable atmosphere.
97.42
We all now depend.
billion years or something? You know,
But
1
when a
million
sweeping
years.
climate change left the supercontinent covered with glaciers, it wasn't just the cold that killed the species, it was the plummeting oxygen levels. Researchers believe that the ice was responsible for changing the layers of the oceans and the concentrations of elements like oxygen.
Oh,
According
you're
to some
better.
estimates, more than 80% of life on Earth died during the late Ordovician mass extinction. In a worrying comparison to today,
Oh, you son of a
researchers
bitch.
claim that the change in the climate is already reducing oxygen levels in our oceans, potentially killing off marine species. So is it only a matter of
Recycle
time
more.
before the oxygen levels get too low to sustain human life here on Earth?
Jump it, get it.
What do you think? Next
Oh
up is
my
a gamma ray
god, bro.
burst.
They got fucking aimbot.
Over the
Years.
years, researchers have theorized that what sparked the global cooling of the late Ordovician mass extinction could have been a gamma
They got
ray burst,
reach too?
or GRB for short.
Sheesh.
GRBs are unexplained violent energetic explosions in the cosmos that astronomers
Knock me
suspect
down,
are
dude, I
linked to
dare you.
extreme supernova. To date, we haven't yet seen a burst close enough to Earth to fully
Whoa, that
comprehend
looks
what's going
cool.
on. And so far, GRBs have only been spotted in other galaxies. However, if one did happen in the Milky Way,
How do we
it
even
could
see
potentially
it
cause a
and
mass
know what it's
extinction here on
doing?
Earth. And lastly, we have the aging of the
Don't
sun,
go that way. Let's try
perhaps the
this
most
way real
likely
quick.
and devastating scenario of how life on Earth will end. In about 1 billion years from now, as the sun gets older
This
and
motherfucker
puts out
won't
more
jump when I
energy,
tell him to, bro.
eventually Earth will reach a point where atmospheric carbon dioxide
And I have
breaks
no
down,
health.
and plants and organisms that need photosynthesis to survive will die.
Yes.
Without the life forms that help to sustain the oxygen-rich atmosphere we require to live, humans and other animals will be unable to survive. Researchers are sure that this will happen eventually, but the good news is, we still have about 1 billion years to prepare for it.
You just said 100 million.
So, that's just a handful of the millions of wonders and mysteries of our world and the universe. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like us to talk more about mysteries and wonders
There
of
are
the
so
Earth
many more mysteries.
and beyond, let us know in the
Oh.
comments section below.
Actually, you want to know
Thanks for
something
watching,
crazy? I
and we
think,
hope this video
or
gave
I
you
don't
a
think,
small
but I
appreciation.
know that NASA just had a meeting, and like a live meeting, I guess. And for like 4 hours or 2 hours or something, they were talking about, or at least the topic. I didn't watch the whole thing. I don't know if they spent the whole time talking about it, but the topic was like UFOs. So NASA's like finally talking about UFOs openly, which is so crazy because now that they finally admitted it, people just gloss over it. Everybody was just kind of like, I told you, I knew it, and then it's it. But now that NASA's like, yeah, there are like weird things out there that we don't fucking know what the hell is going on. Let's all freak out together. But now people are just like, yo, I'm gonna film it for TikTok. Let me get a UFO for TikTok, bro. I don't know, man. This world is becoming desensitized. Everything is going so fast, man. Like with technology nowadays, everyone's like little cyborgs, you know? Any question you ever have, all you gotta do is reach in your pocket and you got the answer. Your phone will tell you. I mean, everyone's like advancing so quickly. And that's just right now, you know? Imagine in 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 years, people are gonna be fucking geniuses by the time they're like 5. Which means they got the rest of their lives to like think of shit or invent shit, or like, I don't know, humans are just gonna evolve quick, bro. Think. It's crazy, isn't it? Fuck, bro. How am I gonna get out of this? Please don't knock me down. Please don't knock me down.